Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Colello. I work for IBM's WebSphere organization. I am a worldwide application infrastructure specialist. I'm going to be doing a series of podcasts around WebSphere application server and specifically why I feel it is the #1 application server in the market. I should state that a lot of what I will be talking about are that of my views and personal opinions and not necessarily reflective of the company of which employs me. To give a little background about myself, prior to joining the WebSphere organization, I spent a good deal amount of time in enterprise application architecture and development. I also worked on production systems, so I understand a lot of the different areas of concerns that we're going to be discussing here around application servers. Now, I personally feel that nobody does it better when we're talking about running our mission critical or even departmental non-mission critical business solutions, that nobody provides a better foundation to do this than the WebSphere application server foundation. A lot of times I travel around and I talk to a lot of people in the industry and they'll say, Stephen, application servers, they're commodities. I mean, it's the same thing, just a different flavor. And that's just simply not true. We spend a lot of money and a lot of resources into making this the best platform. An analogy I always like to use, and this goes over really well all the time in Europe, is it's like saying food is a commodity, right? Everybody knows that our favorite cuisines, right, they're not the same. If I was to compare them to McDonald's Big Mac, right, I would get chuckles or grins or snares or something, or I might make people mad at me, okay? Because it's just not true. So if we don't believe that food is a commodity, then why would we then think that the application server foundation of which we're going to run our business applications on, that is a commodity too? And it's just simply not true. Okay, the programming model might be a commodity. The Java EE, the Enterprise Edition programming model, may be a commodity, but the application server, there's so many things we're doing besides just providing the programming model. There's so many things that we do around to make this the best platform. And I'm going to try to expose you all to all the things that we're doing. And I'm hoping that this podcast series is going to be that of educational and hopefully maybe opening your eyes or getting your feet wet in areas that maybe before you weren't introduced to. So when we talk about our application server platform, okay, we offer two products. We offer WebSphere Application Server Community Edition. It's an open source based project based off the Apache Geronimo. It's free to use in development and production. There's no license restrictions there, where you can get optional support, of course, very similar to the open source model. And then we have what is our tried and true that everybody knows, what we call our WebSphere Application Server base set of product configurations. And I do want to highlight here, these are different configurations. A lot of people think they're different products, and that's just simply not true. People have different business needs, and we offer different configurations for those business needs. So what we offer here is an express and base offering around non-clustered environments. Then where we find most of our customers is, and people that know, is the network deployment, which is our distributed clustered configuration. And of course, that WebSphere on ZOS. Now, another product that I like to highlight and always discuss is Virtual Enterprise, WebSphere Virtual Enterprise. This is a really awesome and powerful technology because it can manage this entire application server platform, okay, from a single point. And the other neat thing about this is developers and architects don't have to know anything about this. This is specifically a production runtime system. So you could run, let's say, Community Edition, you could run network deployment, you could run base. You could manage all this stuff from a systems management and also an optimization capability to fully optimize your server's resources in production. And the other awesome thing about it is it's not just for WebSphere, okay? It could also manage other application servers such as JBoss, maybe Tomcat, Oracle, BEA, Glassfish, you name it. It can manage this entire disparate systems from a single point. It's very, very powerful technology for our customers. So when we're discussing application servers, I always have to talk about and focus on the different roles that we're trying to service in the industry. And it's very difficult to service all these roles, right? So, CIO, C-level executives, lines of businesses, it's very easy what they want, okay? They don't care about the latest widget, Web 2, this and that. They don't care. All they want is their applications to be stable, to be providing business value, differentiating them from the competitors in a very stable, reliable, flexible infrastructure, which is done at the lowest cost available to them. Architects, they care about standards and application flexibility and easier adoption into new standards. Developers, what do they want? They want to get the latest access to software. They want to have a very lightweight infrastructure to build software on their laptops. Okay. Now, what about system administrators? System administrators want, they're the ones deemed the task of running all these applications in production. So they want things very predictable. They want things very reliable. Okay, they want to know how to take actions and to correct when anything goes wrong in the systems. They want the tools to help them determine problems in the systems. So a lot of times the things administrators want completely fly into the face of architects and developers. They don't want rapid release. They don't want to have to keep updating their infrastructure, because this puts a huge burden on them with the things that they have to do and the responsibilities they're tasked to given to running these applications in production. So there's 10 main areas that I'm going to be focusing in this podcast series, and I'm hoping also to bring in some experts in the industry into this series for you all to listen to. So there's always 5 primary areas that I focus on, and I should state that these are not necessarily in order of importance. They're order of which I address them, okay? And they're not even necessarily the order in which I'm going to cover them in this podcast series. But like, for example, number 1 is cost, especially in the environment that we're dealing with, the economical environment that we're dealing with today. Cost is always the major issue. So I want to discuss how we're helping companies just save on their bottom line, but also things that we're helping them do from a technology perspective to help them reduce costs. Second thing that I think is always critical on the forefront of everyone's mind is performance. It's pretty easy to figure out the better performing the applications, the better qualities of service, better customer satisfaction, less maintenance, hardware, software, you name it, okay? But here's a key factor that I always like to focus on: investment protection. It's not just about building the applications of today and tomorrow and the future. It's about, what about all those applications that we've already built, those legacy applications and systems, and still running them, and what we're doing as a vendor to protect the investments that you've made in those applications. Next, of course, is clustering, keeping all of these application resources highly available, which is a very important topic for a lot of people. You know, what happens when these servers crash? What happens to all these application resources? Are they backed up? How are they backed up? Are they backed up in the best manner, etc.? So clustering tends to be a very important topic. And then systems management. We found that just managing these systems over the course of a long time is a very expensive part of the complete application lifecycle of IT computing. It's just management of these systems. Then now we've got additional areas where, we'll see right there, number 6. A lot of people can argue with me, hey, that's number 1, and they'll have very valid points. So again, this is not necessarily in the order of importance, but security is very important. This is something we focus very heavily on in providing a secure infrastructure. And what we're doing to be able to give the easier access to standards, and how we've improved our development environment, specifically in version 7. Flexible management is a new concept that we've introduced in version 7. It's a very powerful concept that can directly help our customers reduce cost immediately from their bottom line, and also help them manage their systems. And then, of course, stack products, right? Running other things on top of WebSphere and what we're doing around in that space. So these are the 10 areas that I'm going to be covering in this podcast series. And again, I am looking forward to it. I'm very excited and passionate about this technology. And I look forward to our next discussion that is going to be all around performance. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.